Jorma Vuoksenmaa, you seem to be excited about today's rollover. Can you tell us what exactly is a rollover?
It's almost free money. What I mean is that in rollover, the game organizer puts money to be won to the pool before a single bet is made. So it's kind of dead money. Nobody can win with the money which still is to be won for us players. And in practice, that means that all winnings are higher because the extra money is added to the wins. Of course, people bet more to the rollover pools, so it's not kind of linear how much bigger the edge for a smart player gets on the rollover rounds, but it's a big advantage. And I know some professional players who bet only the extra money pools, rollover pools, whatever you call them.
What is the philosophy behind your syndicate tickets today?
To start with, when it's a rollover pool, the turnover gets bigger and there are thousands of more combinations which can be bet profitably on the rollover pool. You know, in normal pool, some combinations can't be bet because the pool is not big enough to compensate the risk even if you get the pool alone. But now, then like today, I guess there might be something like 300,000 to be won with 100,000 dead money. That means that all combinations which have probability higher than 1 out of 150,000 can be bet if you can assume you get the full turnover yourself. So that is the point one. There are much more combinations which can be bet, and I try to find all the good combinations and first try to get people to my syndicates, and if people don't believe or don't like those combinations, it's a free world market economy, so then I bet those lines alone because man must believe on man's own probability estimate. Second thing is that in rollover rounds there is much more mistakes people can make. So I have found that combinations which consist from a couple of low scores, preferably nil-nils, and one high scoring game, they give good dividends. So that is another thing for my strategy. And then third thing, one should avoid similar results to be repeat. Like 1-0, 1-0, 1-0, 1-0 is always a bad combination, even if those individual 1-0s were okay value-wise.
All right. Is there anything in particular you find extremely interesting in today's matches?
This is actually very good round. Even if it were not a rollover, I would bet a decent sum, even without the extra money. And now with the extra money, I bet quite seriously with my syndicates, or alone if I can't get the syndicates filled. We have Cardiff Everton, and here is quite general idea which work very well in Colossus bets and with all other pool operators. Namely that people overreact to the very late results. And now like when Cardiff took that defeat, it was against Watford 1-4, if I remember right. People believe that Cardiff is much more high-scoring team and leaky defense than it actually is. Same can happen with Everton. And the world over on the market trades with 2 goals and quarter. I strongly believe that in Colossus, the low scores and even tight scores are better value than in fixed odds market, because Cardiff fights hard in their home games regardless of that last defeat. Huddersfield Wolverhampton, when I saw that that would be a fixture, I got hopeful that low scores would be very good value with Colossus and Huddersfield. But the fixed odds market has seemingly understood that it's not necessarily that high scoring as one might believe after seeing Wolverhampton to attack in their home games. That being said, quite often happens that the pool spreaders are not that sophisticated as fixed odds spreaders. So I still believe one might have good value with Colossus 1-0, 0-0, 0-1. And, British football players are pretty sporting individuals. So even if Huddersfield has now been relegated, well, fight in their home games. So I believe Wolverhampton blowouts will be strongly overbet. And here is an interesting arbitrage possibility. At least I will give overweight 1-0, 0-0, 0-1 in my Colossus syndicates and personal bets. And then I can bet over 1 goal and a quarter, 3 quarters in the fixed odds pools. Then comes my strongest Colossus bets pick for ID, and it is Tottenham against Chelsea. Chelsea played the League Cup final on Sunday. That was mentally and physically very testing game. Secondly, I respect Sarri's track record and what he did in Napoli, but now he has his body language. I mean, he has shown nervousness, need for cigarettes, and under that kind of pressure, Sarri doesn't necessarily perform on a way which helps his players. That's speculation, but I mean, if there is 20% probability for 10% drop in the performance level for Chelsea, it's 2%, and 2% is a lot profit-wise. Tottenham, I rated them third favorite before the season started, and now I find them in today's situation clearly better than Chelsea. And they are more rested, more kind of relaxed psychologically, and I believe the Colossus market doesn't take these things enough into consideration, and I'll have more Tottenham combinations than the market would suggest. And Crystal Palace, Manchester United, I don't expect that many goals to be scored as the market. Again, general public reacts to the last scores, and Crystal Palace win on a weekend against Leicester might go too heavily into the prices. We always want to go against the general public, especially on the rollover rounds. So that's my ideas to the good rollover. Good luck all.